Hello dear students, this is Dr. Rajni Sharma, Associate Professor English. I am going to deliver this lecture for Gyandu 2.0, an initiative taken by Commissionerate College Education Rajasthan Jaipur to help the students during pandemic. My topic today is Pope as a representative poet of the East, and my objective is to teach the students how the major works of Pope are reflecting the trends in the realities of the age. The age of Pope is known by many names: Augustan age, age of reason, age of satire, and age of neoclassicism. But the most justifiable name is Augustan age. Augustan age is named after King Augustus, who was the emperor of Rome. And during his reign, there was stability and growth of literature. The literary activities of the age are dominated by Horace and Juvenal, who were the most read and translated writers. Most translations are in their works only. And in 18th century, these writers were followed. 17th century was an age of violence, political strife, plots, and religious struggle. And Restoration, which began in 1660 and it lasted till 1700, was the age of Dryden and Congreve. Restoration age laid the foundation for the literature of Augustan age, and the major writers of the period are Poe, Johnson, Fielding, Swift, and Arbuthnot. These writers brought quality, and they represented the age, because previously Dryden was dominating Restoration period, and the followers of him, who were the Augustan writers, they established and they strengthened the language. They purged English of ambiguities and confusion, and they made English a fit medium for scientific discourse, and they delineated the social and political issues as well as economic problems in their literature. The aim of them was to bring quality, and the qualities they represented in their work was stability, the precision, refinement, decorum, and order. They had economy of words, they had sharpness in their work, and of course there was plainness and clarity. They were neoclassics, so the age is named after them as neoclassicism. Why they are called neoclassics? Because they were following classics, and they were thought to be new classics as the modern classics. In this way, the social and political institutions which were established during Renaissance were strengthened and were stabilized during Augustan period. The Augustan age inherited form and matter from Restoration age, but it had more refinement, more decorum, and more order. In verse, heroic couplet was accepted, and in prose, essay was established firmly as a literary form. In drama, more realism was there. Novels had a beginning in this age, and there was culmination of Renaissance attitude. Man was thought to be superior, and the superiority and dominance of man was established, because during Restoration, man was in the center, but Augustan age established the superiority of the man. In this way, this age is the age fit for any kind of literature. The major works of Pope are Windsor Forest, which was written in 1700 and it was completed in 1713. It is showing, it is written after 4 seasons, which are spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Essay on criticism was written in 1711. It was Aristotelian in form, because it brings to the writer's principles of literary criticism. The Rape of the Lock, which is the most wonderful work of Pope. It is satirical in tone and it is full of comic humor. Translation of Homer's Iliad was written in 1715 and lasted in 1720. It was a great work which was original of Homer, and Odyssey was also written in 1725. DUNCIAD is satirical in tone. Its origin is in poet's person of spite and petty quarrels. Epistle to Dr. Arbuthnot is also a satirical work. An essay on man is dealing with philosophic problems of man in relation to the universe, to society, and to his own self. Pope wrote 4 kinds of satires, and the most representative of these are Rape of the Lock, DUNCIAD, Epistle to Dr. Arbuthnot, and translations. These are different types of satires. Rape of the Lock is a comic satire, and DUNCIAD is a bitter satire, and philosophic and moral satire is represented in Essay on Man and Epistles. In this way, Pope is representing his age through the medium of satire. First, we are discussing the Rape of the Lock, and we shall be focusing mainly on the Rape of the Lock, which is most representative, though the other works are also very great, lofty in style as well as in matter. But the best work of Pope is the Rape of the Lock, in my opinion. It is showing, mirroring the frivolities of the age, because the people of the age were aiming at enjoying the life only. They were busy in idle games and fun and frolic. French influence through Restoration is visible in their lifestyle, and they are representing only French etiquettes and manners. Pope exposes the age of passion and doubt. Vanity of people, hypocrisy, ill nature is shown, how they are leading aristocratic life, following and just copying, mimicking aristocratic manners. Not only men, women are also showing that in their lifestyle. Nothing serious is there. They are only leading superficial life without any moral sense, without any ethical sense in them. Manners of royal life is also, we can say, aimed by Pope. It is also the target of Pope, and he also brings to light the corruption prevailing in court. Some of the lines I am quoting here, how these lines are showing, and they are full of comic satire. We can say he is making light satire, though it is very much not very much offensive, but it is pinpointing how women of the time and men folk, people, general people were passing their time. In various talk, the instructive hours they passed, who gave the bowl or paid the visit last? They are only aiming at very light things. Who is giving the party? Who is giving this? Who is going to present himself in ball dance? One speaks the glory of British Queen, and one describes a charming Indian screen. A third interprets motions, looks, and eyes, and at every word, reputation dies. They are only criticizing others, making fun of others, and just their center of gossip is women folk, and they have nothing to do seriously in their life. Other line, which is making fun of the men, how they are reveling with each other. They are rivals for the love, for winning the heart of women. Wearing vanities from every part, they shift the moving toy shops of their heart. Wear wigs with wigs, and sword not strive. Bow, vanish bow, and clutches drive. Here, men are just competing with each other to win the heart of women, and women are also changing their lovers. Though it is predicted that this is the work of sylphs, But this is not the Pope is showing that sylphs are contriving all this, though it is known that the women of the time were light-hearted. What guards the purity of melting maids in courtly balls and midnight masquerades, safe from treacherous friend, the daring spark, the glance by day, the whisper in the dark, when kind occasion prompts their warm desires, when music softens, when dancing fires. Here, Pope is telling how the women of the time were melted, how they were just giving their hearts to people, how they were passing their time either in ball dance or in masquerades. And he is showing they are just attending late night parties, and music is there to soothe their heart, how they are just surrendering themselves in these circumstances to their lovers. Very satirical at the virginity of women, how women are. He is juxtaposing. He is the how women of the time are satirized, their light heart, how they are. He is equating in a very satirical way the frail China jar to the virginity of a woman, her honor with the brocade, her prayers with masquerade, her heart with the bowl, and whether the nymph shall break Dinah's law, or some frail China jar receive a flaw. Stain her honor or her brocade. Her honor and brocade are at equal scale. Forget her prayers or masquerade. Prayer and masquerade are at equal scale. In this way, the satire here becomes very high when he is putting at this equal scale the virginity of a woman and the China jar, which is China crockery, and her honor with her brocade, whether she will forget her prayers or miss a masquerade, lose her heart or necklace at a ball, and whether heaven has doomed shock must fall. All these are brought to equal scale with the shock, the pet dog of Belinda. Again, think not, when woman's transient breath is fled, that all her vanities at once are dead. Succeeding vanities she still regards, though she plays no more, overlooks the cards. Her joy in gilded chariots when alive, love of armor after death survive. Here Pope is bringing the women of the time, how they are, their love for game, their love for vanity is never brought to an end. It is continuing. After death also, they are just wandering in the form of sylphs to overlook the games and the everywhere in parties, in dances. These women are just roaming here and there. This casket, India's glowing gem, unlocks. All Arabia breathes from yonder box. The tortoise here, the elephant unite, transformed to combs and speckled in the white. Here, files of pins extend their shining rows, puffs, powders, patches, Bibles, pillar too. Here, Pope is showing what kind of women used to spend all their time in toilet. They were just making themselves up most of the time, and they were bringing all the luxuries, all the perfumes, powder, combs from different parts of the world. They used to buy that from different shows. How they were leading a luxurious life. They had, their target was to decorate themselves only, and rather than going to church, they used to rush to dances, to parties, to games, to courts or any kind of picnic sports, so that they could pass their time in merrymaking. They were not having any serious purpose in their life. And here the dressing table of Dinah is shown how there are perfumes, gems, combs in the union of a tortoise and elephant, and pins, powders, patches. Bible and billet down. Love letter and Bible are brought at the same level. How this is the height of satire when Bible and love letters. It means the women of the time, the women of the age had nothing serious. They were putting at equal scale Bible as well as the love letter. Not louder shrieks to pitying heaven are cast when husband and lapdogs breathe their last. When rich china vessels fallen from high in glittering dust and painted fragments lie. After the cutting of the lock, when the lock of a woman, reputable woman, is cut by fashionable gentleman, that is causing pain to this woman, and she is shouting, and her shout, when this shout of her, this cry of her is mocked by Pope, when it is equaled, when it is just likened to the cry of women who when their husbands are dying. Or so husband and lapdog, they are giving equal weightage to husband and lapdog, and equal weightage to China's czar when it is falling from height, or the cutting of the lock of hair. So the cutting of lock of hair, the death of husband, death of lapdog, all are brought at equal ground. Equal importance is given to them all, and here is the height of satire. In this way, Pope is making fun, and the men of the time are also passing their time in just insignificant things, in trifles only, chiefly love to love an altar built. Of 12 vast French romances neatly gilt, there lay 3 garters, half a pair of gloves, and all the trophies of his former loves. With tender billet down, he lights the pyre, and breathes 3 amorous sighs to raise the fire. Then prostrate falls and begs with ardent eyes, soon to obtain, long possess the prize. What is the prize? The lock of Linda's hair. The men of the time are represented through Baron. He is worshipping love letters. He is making a fire of love letters and worshipping the French romances. He is making a shrine of them, an altar of them, and he is begging to God to just provide him the most precious prize, which is the lock of the hair of the lady, lock of the lady whom he loves. In this way, there is every effort to present very minutely, through minute discussion. Pope is representing the age, what kind of people were there, what kind of thought they had. He does not spare even the queen also. The queen of the time, the ruler of the time, was giving equal weightage to coffee taking and serious political matters. Coffee was in fashion. Coffee houses were throbbing in the time, and he is just commenting on the queen, how she is also given to this addiction of coffee when she is taking her counsel and coffee. So counsel, serious matters, serious political matters, and coffee are given equal weightage. Hear thou, great un, who 3 realms obey, dost sometimes counsel take, and sometimes coffee. So there lies the satire when coffee and counsel are brought to equal scale. The hungry judges soon the sentence sign, and wretches hang, that jurymen may die. Pope is not sparing even judges also. Judiciary of the time was also very corrupt. They were just giving the sentence without considering the matter, without giving much time to the judicial matters. They are just signing because they are hungry, so they are signing. Here hunger is maybe the hunger of wealth also. They are taking bribery and signing the sentence of death. In this way, there is no justice also. So, till now we were talking of the matter. Now, the manner is also representative of the age. The rape of the lock represents in matter the people of the era, the men, the women, the journal folk, as well as the friendship, how treacherous friends were in the time. But the contemporary form was satire. Satire was the most popular form and was in fashion, and Pope is also writing this poem in satirical tone. And mock epic was also the trend of the time. Swift also has written mock epic. His Battle of the Books is very famous work, and Pope is also presenting this poem in the tone which has the form of the age, the most popular form, which was satire. It is also written in clause couplet. Clause couplet was, heroic couplet was, it was written in iambic pentameter, which was the choice of the writers of the age. And Pope is also, so in this way, this work, The Rape of the Lock, is representing the matter as well as the manner of the time. Its form is also very much contemporary, and its theme is also contemporary. In this way, he shows aristocratic people of 18th century, newly emerged class with craze for fashion, who were just imitating French people, Restoration time. They were preoccupied with frivolities, idle gossip, backbiting, plot, tricks, and courting ladies at parties and sex intrigues. Artificiality, pomp, fashion was presented by him in this poem. Now we are coming to DUNCIAD. DUNCIAD is also a satirical work of Pope. It is written over the decline of culture and art. It is an attack on Shakespearean editor Lewis Theobald. He presents Theobald as the goddess of dullness sun. It is a great satire that goddess of dullness sun, it means he is very dull. He also wrote a series of footnotes vilifying London publishers and booksellers. Its second edition also shows concern over decline of English society. He uses the word duncery. Duncery is a term for all tasteless and dull. It is degraded in culture and literature. Pope was amending the plays of Shakespeare as literary editor, and he was doing this to accord with contemporary taste. But Theobald exposed him through his work Shakespeare Restored. When Theobald did this, Pope was annoyed, and as a result, DUNCIAD came into existence. It was written to expose this Theobald, and it is also written in mock epic form, which was the trend of the time. In this way, DUNCIAD also represents the age in matter. It is showing what kind of controversy was going on, and the same is in Swift's The Battle of the Books. Swift also is showing the controversy, how intellectuals are fighting their war and new works are coming into existence. The Battle of the Books was also the result of this kind of war among intellectuals. Epistles to Dr. Arbuthnot. It was also a work on contemporary literary life. It was borrowed, the form is borrowed from Ovid's book Epistles. It is heroic epistles. He observes the life and manners in club, in drawing room, and street. Addison had praised Thomas Tickell's inferior translation of Iliad Book 1, and Pope presented Addison in character of Atticus. in epistles. There was a dispute between Whigs and Tories. Pope had Tory friends who were swift gay in Arbuthnot, and Whigs, he also had some Whig friends, for example, Congreve and Rowe. And Steele and Addison, who were the political rivals of him, he exposes them. Whigs were with Addison, so he puts a rival translator. They presented a rival translator, Tickell, and Addison is presenting Tickell as Atticus. Atticus is very satirical character. He is presenting a satirical view of Addison's character through this character, Atticus. So, Atticus, this is a satire aiming Addison as a result of the rivalry between them, as a result of the writings they were just showing to be of low category, what kind of dispute, what kind of struggle among the writers, even intellectuals had this, that is shown by Pope in his writing epistles to Dr. Arbuthnot. And though it is showing Pope's ill nature, how it has degraded him as a man, because these kind of we can say rank this kind of malice should not be presented very openly by intellectuals, but Pope is doing that. So it defamed him as a man, but as a writer, this epistle is also a great work, forming him as a great poet. The translation Iliad and Odyssey also great. These translations not only brought him money, they also erected him as a great translator of the time. Translation was also in just fashion. All the writers were translating the works, as I have told you, and these translations of Iliad and Odyssey are also a great success. In this way, Pope represents his age through his major works. Though he has some shortcomings, he is not representing the poor class of his age. The Rape of the Lock is presenting only the high class, aristocratic class. Poor class people are not narrated by him, as is Chaucer is doing. He is representing all the people of his age. He may not be a great representative as Chaucer, but he is very much successful in his efforts. And thanks a lot for being with me. You should continue your study, and this is not an end, because study is an overflowing river which always has its flow without an end. Thank you.